we're coming to the end of November 2022 and the Pokemon market is looking really interesting with some real big movers. Some of these sets have actually been climbing as we're approaching Christmas and going into 2023. So let's find out what the market is doing. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. That's right, today we're looking at a bunch of different sets from the Sword and Shield era, which, you know, are doing pretty well. They're big market movers right now, and they are climbing. A lot of these sets are going up in value, and they're becoming more and more harder to get hold of. We're going to take a look at TCG Player and on eBay for over here in the UK to see what's really been going on, because some of these are pretty interesting. Okay, first off, we have Battle Styles. I know you may be thinking, what on earth's going on with Battle Styles? And it's climbing. It is climbing. I have been talking about Battle Styles some time now. Killing Rain and Fusion Strike have been going up in value, and we'll be getting to them in just a moment. And Battle Styles kind of been sat there, right? It's been sat there for around $90 for the longest time. We take a look at this. It's been sitting at around $90, and we're waiting it to tick up, really. If we go back, let's say we go back a whole year, right? It's always been cheap. I mean, wow, that is really cheap, but it's always been around that $90 mark, and we haven't really seen much movement. And even so, now it is still sitting around the $90 mark. Now, I've been saying for a long time, if you can get anything for around $90 or less, it's a bargain. It is 100% a bargain, and it will do extremely well in the long run. We've seen sets like Rebel Clash, which, let's be honest, is weaker than Battle Styles in my opinion. We've seen Sword and Shield Base, again, same, weaker than Battle Styles. You know, reaching incredible heights. You know, Sword and Shield Base is over 250, you know, a box. And we're looking at, you know, Rebel Clash at 180. So, you know, we're going to see Battle Styles climb. We will. But it's going to take some time. It is a tough set to get the hits in. The single card prices of Battle Styles have actually been going up in value, which is really interesting. You know, the Tyranitar is nearly reaching $100. All of it is climbing. So now may be a good time to get some Battle Styles. It is getting a little bit tricky to get hold of. You know, they're not necessarily that easy, you know, these days. But I'll definitely look at picking some up. You know, they are extremely cheap, so they're a great pickup to get right now. Now let's take a look over here in the UK on eBay. So we had one recently sold for $120. That's pretty crazy. $120. Let's see if we got any more. We have one here for $107, so over the £100 mark. £100, $102. We're looking at above 100, you know, 100 and above on average for Battle Style booster boxes over here in the UK. So they're getting there. They're reaching, you know, they're reaching new heights, and you know, they're getting hard to get hold of. They really are. So keep an eye out on some Battle Styles. Okay, moving on to Chilling Rain. Now, I love Chilling Rain. I did a video about Chilling Rain recently where we talked about, you know, in depth about what's going on with Chilling Rain, and it is starting to go up and up and up. It is a lot harder to get hold of this set. It no longer in most places out of print as well. It's out of print, so that's why we're seeing these spikes. Look at what's been going on. It did dip. In all honesty, it did actually dip. I mean, it went down to around $91 and it had this weird little spike, pushing 110. Incredible. We go back a year, and bearing in mind this set came out just after Battle Styles. It was a set after Battle Styles back last year. So we're coming to the end of 2022, coming into 2023. This says, you know, pretty much ad use. So now getting hold of this set is really crucial. It was sitting around that $90 mark, between 90 to 100 for the longest time, and we're now starting to see the rise of Chilling Rain. Single card prices in the set are going to new levels. They really are. You know, now a few cards going well over $100. So now is a great time to get Chilling Rain. It is an incredible set. I have a few boxes myself. I was going to go for a master set, but it is quite a tough set to get the pulls in. Great set. Absolutely great. Ton of amazing arts. This is a fantastic set to get. If you can pick up for around $100 or less, I would suggest doing so. You know, it's not going to go to any of the crazy heights of Evolving Skies, but it will do well. Now, over here in the UK, going up. It is going up, and I mentioned this before. So we have 118 with £7 postage. You know, 117 with £7 postage. So we're looking at, you know, over 120 a box. 123 90. That was a good deal. Very good deal there. What else we got? 115 with a little blister there. So we are looking at crazy stuff. We have a case sold for $745. So we're looking at over £100 for a box there. 120 with the postage. So, you know, 130. So we're looking at Chilling Rain getting to really expensive heights. I'm saying now's a great time. I went to go and pick some up the other day, and I was like, hang on a minute, this is actually going up in price. So Now's a good time to get it. It's going to go high. It's going to go high. I think by the end of next year, 200 plus a box. I think it'll reach that height. So now's a good time. Okay, on to Fusion Strike. Now, this is a set very similar to Chill and Rain and Battle Styles. These three sets are kind of similar, right? Now, let's take a look at Fusion Strike. It has been going a little bit crazy. I'm not going to lie, a little bit crazy. So we're looking at over $100 again. Another set has been sitting around that $90 to $100 for the longest time. For the absolute longest time. It's been about a year now since Fusion Strike has been released. And look at that. I mean, it was always around that $90 mark for the longest time. And now you start to see this uptick. Single card prices are rising, especially for the top end cards. The Espeon, the Gengar, both of them getting closer and closer to $200 a piece. Which is mad. It's absolutely crazy. I wouldn't have thought that really this quickly for Fusion Strike. Now with Fusion Strike is an interesting one because when it came out last year, it wasn't a set that people really cared about. It wasn't on many people's radars. It came out after the massive success of Celebrations, and then as soon as Fusion Strike came out, they announced Brilliant Stars, and everyone was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna wait for Brilliant Stars." So now, now people are looking back and like, "Hang on a minute, Fusion Strike's a great set, fantastic artwork, really big chase cards." Now we're starting to see booster boxes become a little bit harder to get, but now the set is getting a little bit more expensive. The cards are going up in price, following the same route as Chill and Rain. It still has some left to be able to be printed. I mean, don't forget it's only been out a year compared to Chill and Rain and Battle Styles. But this is still a great set to get hold of for the price right now. Let's take a look what's been going over here over on eBay with Fusion Strike. We had a case, $750. That's over 100 a box. Take a look, we have 120. So that's been, quite expensive there. We have a case, okay, $660. Another box for 120. One box plus postage 120. This is what I'm saying, on 120 or actually 125. Fusion Strike again, similar to Chill and Rain, it had that around that 120, 125 mark. Prices are rising, guys, so be careful. I was looking to pick up some Fusion Strike. I was like, oh, maybe they're like 90, 100 a box. I looked, I was like, hang on a minute, what's been going on here? So you've got to keep an eye out for these as they are going up in price. Then we have Brilliant Stars. So Brilliant Stars is an interesting one because it's going up, and it's going up quite high. It's got a little bit of a dip there, but it's going up quite high, right? So it did actually reach 172. Very interesting. So we go back a year and we can see what's been going on with Brilliant Stars. It is going up and up and up over time. There's still a lot of it to be printed. Don't forget, it came out at the beginning of this year. So it came out in, I think it was like January, February time. So it's now starting to, climb gradually over time. You can still get it at the Pokemon Center for like $145 a box or whatever it is. So it's interesting the market price is actually going up to as high as it is. Single card prices, they're pretty stable. Some of the single card prices are actually going down. Charizard's going up. But apart from that, this set's holding quite strong. It's not going the same heights, obviously, as Evolving Skies anytime soon. But when it's out of print, we'll see some real big movement. But right now, $164 is quite interesting. So I would say it's a good set to get. I wouldn't be paying the 164. I mean, like I say, you can pick up from the Pokemon Center or retail. But yeah, I think right now it is a very, very good set to get. And at the moment, it's the second best set in the Sword and Shield era. I kind of think it might be knocked down to the third spot, but we'll have to wait and see with Crown Zenith. But I do feel like this is a very strong set, and it will go the similar route to Evolving Skies down the line. Now, over here in the UK, it's, a lot cheaper than that 160. So we take a look at this. We had one sold here for basically 140. Let's scroll further down. So we've got a couple of ETBs there. Let's see if we can find any more booster boxes. There's one here sold for just over £100. I mean, that's actually pretty good going, I'm not gonna lie. Let's take a look what else we got here. Lots of ETBs. I mean, tons of ETBs for Brilliant Stars. Don't know what's been going on. Don't know what's been going on there. We got 10 factory sealed. I was like, wow, that's a lot. That's expensive. A case for $850. One box for basically $140. But again, we're looking at roughly around, $140 a box, $130 a box. It was nowhere near that 160 plus 170 market price over on TCG Player. But right now, we're looking at retail. Sim Pokemon Center. You can pick up Pokemon Center here in the UK. Things like 143 a box. Pretty much the same as eBay. So it's holding pretty strong. Reprint, will it make it drop the price? It will. I would hedge my bets that there's a reprint coming in the next year. Like next year there'll be a reprint of Brilliant Stars because it only came out this year. So I would be a little bit cautious, but you can pick up for a good price still, in places. And to finish off, we can't not talk about Evolving Skies. I did a video recently on this. with the booster boxes and the set, and a lot of the cards, the top end cards, they're kind of plateauing right now. The Umbreon hasn't really moved in the last 3 weeks. You know, same with some of the other arts, they kind of stayed roughly the same all the way along for the last three to 4 weeks. And booster boxes, however, they have been climbing. We go back a month. In the last month, it's gone from 250 to around that 270, 265. It has climbed a little bit in the last month. You know, I kind of expected this to reach and potentially reach 300 by the end of the year. It might not make it. It may be a little bit short, maybe 280, 285. But it is crazy, right? We can't deny it's crazy that we have this, you know, in a standard run and it's still in print. It's crazy. So we've seen lots of, I say reprints. We've seen reprints of Evolving Skies in other products than a booster box. We've seen it in sleeved boosters. We've seen the ETBs be reprinted. We've seen the Pokemon Center ETBs be restocked as well. We're seeing them in tins. We're seeing them in collection boxes. We're seeing them in so many different products. Charizard UPC, you name it. But we're not seeing booster boxes. I actually don't think that we'll see a reprint of a booster box. There's a ton of it around, but not booster boxes. If you think there's going to be a massive reprint of a booster box, I really don't think so. If there is going to be a reprint, it's probably going to be small and it really isn't going to affect the price much. It may drop by, 10-20%, but I really don't see it dropping a huge amount, which is actually quite surprising because it is very expensive. Over here in the UK, let's take a look at what's been going on with Evolving Skies. So we have half booster boxes that sell, which are quite interesting. But then we want to take a look at normal ones. So half ones sell for anywhere between, 100, 120, for that. We've seen a lot of people sell these sleeved boosters, and we don't really see like actual booster boxes. Here we go. So we got one here, basically 255. It's a little bit cheaper than the market price on TCG Player, but 250. Half a booster box there for 75. That's a really good deal actually. We've got a booster box there for just over 230. One there for 245. So yeah, there's a ton to sell. We do sell a lot of, Evolving Skies half booster boxes and sleeve boosters, but you look at around 250 on average here for an Evolving Skies box. Will it drop if there's a reprint? Of course it will drop, but I think maybe 10-20% max, not down to crazy lows. So still really expensive. There you have it, guys. That is the update on the market in November 2022 right now. The movement. I don't know what's going on with the Pokemon market, but things are shifting well, which is quite interesting. Great sets to pick up right now. Battle Stars, in my opinion, Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike, they're bargains. If you can pick them up for under 100, then you're doing well. Great, fantastic set. But apart from that, I think Evolving Skies is kind of plateauing at the moment. I mean, it's climbing ever so slowly, but like I said, the single cards, they're kind of plateauing. And of course, Brilliant Stars, going to have a reprint. It's going to drop in price. You can pick up cheaper than what the market price is right now, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. Other sets, like Lost Origin, Astral Radiance, Silver Tempest, they're holding strong at just above $100 each and around £100 each, so they're all doing pretty well right now across the board. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content, and let me know down in the comments what sets do you think are gonna reach new heights. Do you reckon Evolving Skies get reprinted? Let me know down in the comments. Anyway, guys, that is it from me in this video. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, you guys are the legends, and I'll see you all in the next one.